This episode of Bussin' with the Boys is presented by Barstool Sports. There's no commercializing to this thing. We just talk into the mics, be for the boys, tell stories, and we do whatever we want.
Right.
Because it's our podcast.
That's lit.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like I think Russell Wilson has a podcast. It might be through the Seahawks. I know Kirk Cousins does. I think it's through the Vikings. But like, yeah, bro, we do whatever we want on here. So there's no stress or anything about nothing.
I feel like there are a lot of podcasts that need to make people happy.
There's a lot of podcasts or what?
They need to make people happy, like with advertisements, and they got to do a whole bunch of shit just to stay afloat.
Right. We'll have to do that. Like we've been doing the whole advertising thing. Like Barstool sends us like ad reads. Hey, these are going to be your ad reads for the week. But we will record them separately because everything we do is backlogged.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So like your episode, we honestly have no idea when that might come out. And the time yours rolls around, we won't do ad reads right now because it could be somebody different a month from now.
Right.
So we just basically say, we'll just find some segment to where you'll slowly go off and then you'll hear our ad reads. And we've done ad reads. I was in Arizona this last week with Taylor and we both did like different ad reads, right?
Okay.
I've been in the, I'm going back and forth with Bloss and I'll be like, I did ad reads once where I was in the closet of our hotel room before games, the day before games, to do ad reads, just because you know how quiet it has to be for like mics and stuff. And you'll get ad reads and Bloss will be like, hey, we need to get these by X time. And I'll be like, all right, I'll get them. We'll like travel to our away game and I'll just be in the hotel room at like snack after snack. And I'll just like close myself in the closet and do like ad reads.
That's fire.
And then, I don't know what all the recorders you have. For everybody listening, Darren is actually you're in the music industry?
I wouldn't say that. I make music because I like to make music. I don't consider myself part of the music industry. My music is on streaming platforms, but I don't think I'm part of the industry.
When you say your music is on streaming platforms, what does that mean? Do you make beats? Do you rap?
I make beats, I rap, yeah, but by saying it's on streaming platforms, it's on Apple Music, it's on Spotify, it's on...
You are?
Anything you can stream it on, yeah.
All of them? Yeah. Shout it out. What do we got?
We got Better Call Saul. It came out on Christmas Day 2017. That was my first project. My second project that I released on my birthday this past season in September is called Wall Street. Go get both of those right now. Go get both of those right now. Videos on the way, visuals on the way. You already know what time it is.
Yo, let's go. Hey, but this is like a big reason why we want to bust with the boys. Obviously, we're not like, hey, we need to have a platform for everybody to say their stuff. Like we want to have our podcast.
Yeah.
But we wanted people to come on and whatever they have going on, we pub it because we're for the fucking boys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cursing, whatever we got to say, dude. This is a platform that's
Fuck
like...
this shit, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I didn't know you had all that going on.
Yeah, I mean, like you say about the road trips, like that's when I was most productive. Like the whole flight to anywhere, I'm making beats the whole time or writing something, a verse to a song. We get to the room, I'm making beats in my room after snack. I almost missed the bus to the game on road games multiple times. I'm just like making beats and I look at my phone, I'm like, I haven't even showered. We leave at 10:30. I haven't even showered 10 a.m. And I'm like on my computer just sitting there in my underwear and it's just like, okay, let me get
and he's not lying either. Like we'd be flying to away games and I would notice Darren sitting in his seat or whatever. And he's got his laptop out, headphones on, and doesn't talk to anybody and literally just makes beats. Or is that what you're doing, making beats?
Yeah.
The entire flight. I mean, we had some vicious flights. You guys flew. I mean, I came aboard and it's like we're flying to New York. Where else did we fly as far as shit? Kansas City was far. Yeah, you guys flew to London and shit.
Yeah, we had Winnipeg in the preseason.
Yeah, you guys flew a lot of different places. Well, but yeah, he was making beats the entire time. Like a 5-hour flight to New York. This man, laptop open, headphones on, he's making beats. Flying back, he's making beats. Yo, so you're heavy into the music game.
Yeah, I mean, I started like in 2015 when I got drafted to the Ravens, and I was like super bored there, didn't know anyone, so I was just like, we used to freestyle all the time in college, just like someone would put a beat on and we would go like 2 bars or 4 bars and pass it. And then, so I was like, I would give you like 2 bars or 4 bars, but I couldn't really freestyle. But then I was like, I could write to this shit and be good at it. And then I just started writing, and then I was rapping into the Apple EarPods into my MacBook on GarageBand, so I was just like rapping into the headphone mic. And started doing that. Then I like bought some cheap equipment and was rapping in my closet in Baltimore. And then after that, I started going to a dude who's a rapper from my high school. Shout out to Vibe God.
You said Vibe God?
Vibe God, Lamar Bridges.
Is he a beast? Is he on social media?
Yeah, he got a song with like a million plays. I don't remember I think it's called Good Vibes Only. Shout out to Vibe God. I was rapping at his house using his studio, and then I did a couple songs there, and it was like dudes from like my high school there, and it was like, man, this thing's rapping now. Like, what is he doing? And I like went there and started rapping. They was like, oh shit, like he all right. And so then that gave me the confidence. I started going to like a real studio, and then been doing it ever since.
Isn't that weird how it works too? Like you have something you want to do, but you're kind of like super nervous when you finally do something.
Oh yeah.
For that like validation from your boys.
Right. And plus it was like, you know, I was always shaky. Like as far as like college, I was getting suspended all the time. When I got in the league, I had already been suspended once, and then it was like and I got suspended for like the year, and it was like, oh, he rapping now. Like when niggas ain't got no shit going on, they come home and start rapping.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn,
they're thinking like, yo, he's really tanking.
Yeah, they're gonna be looking at me like that. So
we're gonna get into that stuff later, but dude, that's sick. I didn't know you were like that deep. I actually name dropped you the other day. I was on the phone with somebody from Barstool, and we were talking about, I think they do projects for like they tie something in the youth, some charity in the youth with somebody who's in the music industry on the athlete platform. So they were talking about, I think they're doing something with like Rashawn Evans. He loves the rap. Yeah. So they're pairing him with like a youth cause at the Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. And they make like a music video and kind of collab music, professional athlete with the youth, a youth program or youth charity. I don't know the one they're doing with Rashawn, but I'm like, hey, I don't know if you guys have trouble pairing athletes with youth in the community or a charity event, you know, for kids.
Right.
But I was like, I know when I was on the Raiders, Darren Waller and Max Crosby are both in the music game heavy.
Yeah.
And they would be great to like, you know, names, music video, tie to kids.
Right.
So I did shout you out.
That's a dope thing. So
you might be making another music video. I'm
with it.
You just said you made how many music videos recently?
I've made 3 music videos in the last 3 weeks, and part of a fourth.
Is all this in Atlanta?
Yeah, it's all like right around Atlanta, like where the Braves Stadium is. It's called the Battery, and so I live like right around there, and there's a whole bunch of weird locations and places there that we've been taking advantage of.
Do you produce and you kind of write what you want to happen? Or do you allow somebody else to do that and you just kind of tie your music to it? Or how does that work? How does that
so one of my best friends who's a producer, shout out to Fowler.
Oh, I love it, dude. The boys. Let's go Fowler. Shout out Fowler.
He knew the video man that I started using. And he would just have like a vision, and then I would kind of like pitch into it, and then we just kind of combine.
I gotcha. So then you guys kind of come up with scenes or however that works?
Yeah.
Are you stunting on them with a bunch of...
We did have the prop money. Shout out to $250K in prop money. For sure, in one of the videos.
Oh, no, that's doubt. Awesome, dude.
But I had a music video a couple years ago. I was just playing around, like 2017. It was called Christmas Day. It's on YouTube.
Okay, that was back in 2017.
Yeah,
it's on YouTube. Christmas Day.
It's Christmas themed.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
I do not. I'm about to though. As soon as I drop these videos.
I got you. So you'll just whatever you have, you'll just stream through Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. Correct. But you don't have a certain channel to put it all in yet.
Correct.
But that's coming.
It's coming. I'm trying to learn.
How many guys do you think are in like the music industry, in like sports or the NFL? Do you know of a lot of guys? Do you like collaborate with any of the guys who are out there who are doing stuff?
Nah, I haven't collaborated, but I mean, I feel like I see a new one like all the time. Like you seen like Le'Veon Bell been rapping.
Yeah.
I was seeing the other day a dude from the Saints, like a defensive back. He was a rookie.
Yeah.
And he had a song that was out, and like people were like promoting it, and it's just like, I mean, I'm with it. Like,
do you keep your eye on guys in the NFL who go in the rap game or who are in kind of the music industry?
Not really. I mean, I just kind of do my own thing, I guess. I'm not really worried about nobody else. I just do music because it like just the feeling I get out of it.
You
like,
just have a lot of passion for it.
Yeah.
Passion, man. You hear that? A little weird little. That was the seat.
We about to fall through the floor.
Yeah. Dude, that's sick, man. And now you're just making music all the time. You don't even care about that validation anymore because you got it from a few peers and you're like, okay, I got a shot at this.
Yeah, and then like doing the music helped me with my confidence too. It was just like, you know, that's something where it's like you could be in the booth and it could be a bunch of people like in the room while you about to record something like that could be real different or like something that you like, I don't know how this is gonna sound. They could laugh at me, but it's like, fuck it, just go in there and lay it down.
Now you don't even worry about that anymore.
Yeah, it's
crazy how that works. That was kind of how I was with the podcast. And fortunately, my boy Taylor, who isn't with us today, wish he was here, but Taylor wanted to go in with me, so it kind of gave me like, okay, this can be easier because I have one of my boys doing it with me. And like a couple guys in the locker room, shout out Logan Ryan and Derek Morgan. Those were a couple of them. But they were like, yo, Comp, you should have a podcast. Like, that would be dope. And that like that there, I was like, okay, like now I should actually do it. Yeah. Because you're always nervous, like when you do put yourself out there, because you know what I mean? Like you have ideas, but you got to be like vulnerable enough to put yourself out there to do it. And you just don't know how. Honestly, it's your peers. It's the people that are in the locker room with you. Yeah. When you walk in and your stuff is out there, are they going to tell you, yo, your shit is dope? Or are they going to clown you for it?
Right.
And then you're kind of like, hey, I don't know if I should do this anymore.
Yeah.
But when I was on the Raiders, I forget, but certain guys would come up to me. They would kind of be like on the side when no one was around. They'd be like, hey, man, I put your YouTube on, or I watched one of your episodes last night. Like, yo, your shit is fire. And so you're kind of like in your mind, you're like, you know, you feel dope about it. You're like, thank God, like you're kind of accepted in the locker room. Because if it was shitty, or if it's shitty, or people going to clown on you, you're like, damn, you don't even want to like be in the locker room.
Right. That was the kind of the music. It was like, I kept telling people I was going to drop on my birthday, and they were like, oh yeah, we waiting, like we going to see what that sound like. And I was like,
yeah, you're like, man, I hope I got this fire.
I better go record one or two more and make sure it's like,
yo, would you want to freestyle on the bus? Can you freestyle?
I can't freestyle.
You can write? You can write,
yes, I'm a writer.
I was going to say Max Crosby, who we're going to have on, I told him he has to freestyle. You think Max is nice?
Yeah, Max is solid.
When dudes were people in the locker room, guys who like want to rap, they'll like have this huge like boom box, and they'll play songs all the time, or they'll like run a beat on YouTube, and guys will just freestyle. Like it'll be Friday, but oh, it's Freestyle Friday. And you get done with your practice and everybody's fired up in the locker room, so they'll start playing beats, and guys gotta grab the mic and freestyle. And I remember when Max did, I didn't even know it was Max doing it. Like, you know, some guys were going, like Spook was going. I think Keyshawn was going.
Yeah, they make the rookies go.
Yeah, they make the rookies go. And then I hear somebody go, and I'm like, yo, who in the hell is that? And somebody's like, oh, that's Max Crosby. I was like, white boy Max is out there freestyling? They're like, yeah, Max can flow. Yeah. But I told Max when he comes on, he has to freestyle. And he's like, I get to play my own beat, though. And I was like, bro, however you want it set up, I mean, we want it to be
set up for success.
Yeah, we want you to be set up for success, dude. And he's like, all right, for sure, I'll for sure do it. But
that's dope.
Anyway, off the music, where did you play college ball at? We got to start from like the beginning. So where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Ackworth, Georgia. No one knows where that is, so I just say Atlanta. It's 30 minutes north of Atlanta, though. Okay, so where you live now, that's kind of where you're around where you grew up. Right, it's the same county. Like my parents moved. But yeah, it's the same county, Cobb County. Yeah. And where'd you go to high school? I went to North Cobb High School in Kennesaw, Georgia. Okay. I don't even know where that is. Honestly, I don't know why I asked the question. I just feel like I got to start from the beginning. Kennesaw are the same thing. So I got to learn from the get-go. Because all I've seen on you is when we played together, like those last 8 weeks, you stayed in the extended stay with me. Yep. Shout out that shitty extended stay. No free shout outs. God, how awful is that place? I mean, I'm a simple guy. I was cool with it. The hallways smell like nicotine and like chunky soup, like mixture. Somebody had a big spoon. Yeah, I say homeless sex and cigarettes. Yeah. But hey, remember that dude in the wheelchair that has like his little dog and he'll like come out? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you don't know and he would kind of cross you and you feel like you're in a horror movie. Like you'd get snacks, you know, there's like vending machines, or you get like Uber Eats or something, or Postmates something, and you'd grab it and you get your food and you'd walk down the hallway and you'd start to like slide your key in the door and you'd like take a glance down the hall and that dude's just sitting there in his wheelchair looking at you. No, I'm not lying. I'm not joking. It's funny too, but also creepy. Dog, the extended stay. I had to snap on some fans one day. Are you talking about the people that wait outside that sit in between the extended stay and the facility? Yeah, they were right outside the fence, and I would make the left out the gate. Right, because you're like, fuck, right. I don't want to sign stuff. I'm like, today's not the day, like I usually do most days. And then I see out the corner of my eye, people dart, like just start sprinting. Darren. I was like, I know they're finna meet me at the door. I was like, I'm not finna blow up on them. I'm just gonna say it in a very nice way. So I park, and I see people running up, like 10 of them. And I'm just like, all right, you guys, like, we're not just gonna run up on me here just because you know that I live here. Like, if this is going to be, if you want me to sign right here, this is going to be the last time I ever sign for you guys. Oh, so they followed you all the way to your door? They were like to the back door, because I would always go up the back door, not the front. Right. My room was in the back, and they came running right there, like with posters and everything. It's just like, I mean, I get it, but it's like, hey, bro, we're not going to do that. No doubt. And shout out those fans too, because Oakland has some loyal ass fans. Oh yeah, shout out to the fans for sure. But every day, dude,
there's a crowd of fans. Like the way it's set up is you have our facility where you go into, and then when you walk out the gate, or like, you know, you have our own parking lot, or you'll drive out the gate. We would walk, or you had a car, I guess.
I drove.
Me, I would just walk out the gate to walk to the extended stay, because the extended stay is literally one building over from the facility. So you walk out the gate, and there's just always a crowd of Raiders fans, and they're awesome. I mean, a lot of repeat guys, because they're getting a lot of stuff signed every day, and it's like Halloween there all the time. Like they're dressed, they're freaking all in on the Raiders, and we love them.
Yeah.
But every day you're signing something new. Hey, Will, you know, once I started playing, Will, can you sign this? And it, after several times, it's like, hey, who is this for now?
Yeah. Like those guys, they would always be a certain amount. Like every time they'd be like, I promise I don't sell it. Like I promise it's for me. It's for us. I'm like, that's fine, bro.
Right,
like, I'm not even asking you. Like
exactly. Like I'm not even questioning you. Like, okay, I'm signing something. Hey, this isn't even for me, man. Like I don't sell any of this stuff. You can come see my basement. I'll show you pictures. And you're like, whoa, easy ball. Like I'm not even asking. But that's good to know. Probably selling. Good to know. Oh, yeah. And then that dude with like the long beard, you know what I'm talking about? Yep. Some of the fans would give rides to players to the hotel down the road. It's hilarious. But he came up. Hey, man, I just want to say there was like a long day. I was like, hey guys, not today. And you're like, I'm trying to just go to the hotel room. Oh, please, man. I'm like, who is this for today? Like, who am I signing this for anyway? Because it's like, hey, this is the 8th thing I've signed for you each and every day. And he's like, oh, this is for my boss this time. It's like, all right, man, listen, I'll sign for you. Like, you know, if it's for your dad or your family member, but if you're out there trying to get stuff signed for like people that aren't even really connected to you, like, you're doing too much.
There's dudes out there on Thanksgiving Day, Christmas, like times they should be with their family, like holidays, they out there.
Yeah. It'll be like, Christmas Eve, man.
Like, hey, bro, you ain't got nowhere to go.
Hey, go open presents with your family.
I'm gonna be watching the NBA games and they see this day, you wanna come inside. Like,
oh yeah, but that's basically how me and you got to know each other, because you're in the extended stay, and Darren's like on the team, like big time on the team. Like paid on the team. When did you sign last?
It was after we got back from London. I signed a new contract.
Yo, and congrats on that.
Thanks.
That's big time, leveled up. And I'm like, why are you staying in the extended stay? And we kind of got to know each other a little bit, because we would land after a long flight at like 11 p.m. at night. We'd get back late.
Yeah.
And we would, I would always just go in the tubs, like the hot and cold tub, in contrast for recovery. Because I like have nothing to do. It's just me and the extended stay.
Exactly.
And you're just like, let me just utilize the facility, since all I'm going to do is go home. And you're kind of hyped up off the game and stuff. So you're like, let me just do this recovery. Right. Darren would be in there, and we would just vibe and kind of talk. And then we both walk back to the extended stay. I'm like, yo, you stay here? And he's like, yeah. And so I didn't really like question why he was staying there. I'm like, aren't you paid? Like, why are you staying in the extended stay? I know why I'm staying in the extended stay. I just got here. I'm just finishing out the season, and it's super expensive out in California. But I'm like, why are you paying, or why are you staying in the extended stay? Then we get to what was it, Christmas?
Yeah.
Remember our conversation?
If you start, I will remember.
So we were at Derek Carr. Shout out Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Definitely. We're changing the rule. Shout out Derek Carr. Free shout outs for the boys, obviously, because we're for the boys.
Straight up.
But we're at Derek Carr's for Christmas dinner, and me and my fiance go over. Darren's there. We get a plate to eat. We sit down, and I forget what happened. I think we were having some drinks, and there was whiskey there, right? And
it was from.
I think I made a joke about whiskey.
Yeah.
Like, hey, are you going to have some whiskey?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, no, I'm good. And I'm like, why not? I think it was something like that. Like, don't be a pussy. Like, have some whiskey on Christmas.
Right.
And you're like, oh, no, I'm good. And didn't somebody say you had been suspended? Or how did that conversation go? I mean, I was shocked. I don't mind to be like, yo, I was saying something. I was kind of chirping him for not drinking whiskey. And somebody said something about being suspended, right?
Yeah, I want to say, I don't remember who it was exactly, because I know it was quite a few guys from the team there, so I don't remember who exactly was sitting next to us. But yeah, it got brought up.
And I was like, I said something about, why don't you just have a drink or something like? It was something, and somebody was like, yo, his suspension came up from when he got suspended. How many times?
Twice in the league.
Twice in the league.
I got suspended 2 times in college. I got suspended 2 times in the league. Yep.
For what?
Substance abuse. So I was like, just like drug tests and
this is alcohol.
It's everything but putting a needle in my arm.
Wow. So pain pills, alcohol, weed, you
Coke,
name it.
Adderall,
Coke?
Xanax, yeah.
Oh my God. But anyway, and we're going to get into all this stuff. I'm just kind of giving you the briefing on Darren and I kind of like being boys, being in the extended stay, being in the tubs. And then we go to Christmas and I'm comfortable enough to round them and be like, yo, have some whiskey. Like, don't be a pussy, dude. Like, let's have some whiskey together. And somebody brought up his suspension. I'm like, you've been suspended? And he's like, yeah, twice. I'm like, for what? Or maybe we were talking about Taylor being suspended, maybe. Anyway, we're talking about suspensions. And I'm like, for what? And he's like, substance abuse. I was like, oh shit, I had no idea. That's my bad, man. I had no fucking clue. He's like, oh, it's fine, you know. That's kind of why you were staying in the extended stay, or some of a reason, right? Because you kind of wanted to, you know, not be. What was your reasoning for it?
So my reasoning for staying in the extended stay was I'd never really been like committed to football like that. And I was just like, you know, if I ever like put 100% in, I feel like I'd be all right. And I was just like, okay, if I stay right next door to the building, I can go in earlier, I can stay later, and I'll sacrifice like being somewhere where it's a lit spot and things are happening like just for a few months, 4 months at a time for an NFL season, like just lock in completely. And I just want to stay there for the convenience of it. And I'll just go back and forth and I'll just be locked in and not be too worried about anything going on. Like I'll go out and eat and everything, but I was just trying to be locked in for just one season because I had never been locked in before.
Did you make that decision because you knew you were about to get a new contract?
No, I didn't think I was going to get paid during the season.
Really?
Because I had never started a game before.
Yeah, see, we're all going to get to learn about Darren together because I have no clue about and you at all before that. I just knew when I got there, I'm like, yo, this dude is a fucking savage. Like, throw him the ball all the time. That's what I'm sitting on the sideline thinking. And then I'm kind of like, yo, we're kind of boys on the side, so, you know, it's dope that I'm getting to know you.
Right.
But I have no clue about you before that.
Right.
So you were with the Ravens before the Raiders?
I got drafted by the Ravens, yep.
In what round, the 6th?
6th round. I was a wide receiver coming out of Georgia Tech.
Wide receiver coming out of Georgia Tech. Okay, so when you're coming into the league, were you like all in on wanting to be a football player at that moment when you first came in the league?
Nah. I tell people this all the time. If I wanted to stop playing football, I probably would have stopped like in high school or after high school because it just became like a people-pleasing tool for me.
You just knew you were kind of good at it. People wanted you to do it. So you're like, I'm going to do this for other people.
Right.
When did you start abusing substances or whatever you want to call it? Like
abusing probably like at the end of high school.
Okay.
So probably like 17, 18.
What started you on it?
Just with some friends. They went through their parents' medicine cabinet, pulled out like some hydrocodone, like 5 milligram pills.
Really?
Like my sophomore year of high school. And they were like, you want to take one? I was like, sure, why not? Like, I ain't got shit going on for me, so I just took one, and it was like, bam.
What do you mean by when you didn't have shit going on for you?
So like by the time I was 15,
we're diving into this shit, dude. I love this.
Yeah,
because people are gonna listen because people are very excited about your story when you were on Hard Knocks, and you honestly only had like a couple minutes to talk about it. Yeah. And I watched this video that TMZ posted where you talked about it for a couple minutes.
Right.
But people are very fascinated, and there's a lot of help and an outlet I feel like you've given to people, so I can't wait to like dive into everything. So I'm gonna ask every question.
Yeah. So when I was younger, I was just like real like different, I guess. I don't know. I was like real like sensitive, but so like I just felt alienated. I hung out with white kids. They were in my neighborhood, but they were the ones playing outside, so I was like, I'm just gonna go fuck with them. And we were just playing with them.
I'm just finna go fuck with these white kids.
Like I'm not seeing nothing outside of they out there playing every sport that I like, so I'm finna go rock with them.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
shout out the white kids.
You know, all the black kids like my age would always just like clown on me, just rag on me for that. And I was just like, I was real sensitive, so I was just like, damn, like
they would clown on you for hanging out with white kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was like, damn, like I can't like catch a break. And then it was just like when I go into classes, I was always in like gifted advanced classes. It wasn't no other black people in there, so I'm just like, damn, like I'm just
you're super smart.
Yeah. And it's just like I don't feel connected to anyone around me, but it's just like, oh, I'm in the South, like I'm in Georgia, like people love football. So I know I'm good at football, so I'm gonna go like put all my eggs into this football basket. And it's like I'm going through, I was really good like from when I started to like through middle school, and then people got big. I was super small. Like I will show you a picture of me from my JV football year. Like I was in like 5th grade. But I was super small, and football just wasn't going. Like my freshman year in high school, I rode the bench the whole year on freshman team. Like I played in like garbage time.
But you love football at this point.
I do, yeah.
Because no, I'm saying at this point when you were a freshman, you're like, I want to play football because I'll rock with football right now.
Yeah. This is still like me, like liking football. And then it's like I get into my second season is like JV, and it's like I'm still super small, but I finally like earn a spot, and I was playing safety, and I played a couple games and got hurt. Like I had to have surgery on my elbow, and I was like always in a cast, and people were just like ragging on me for always being in a cast. Like this dude can't stay healthy,
signed
boy.
By all the white kids.
Yeah, boy, you ain't built for this shit. Like I had a coach say you should try like a non-contact sport. Like this ain't it. I don't know.
Hey, who's the coach?
I ain't gonna name drop.
I was gonna say, let's go ahead and shout him out. Hey, who's laughing now, dude?
But then I get to like that's like around 15 years old. I'm just like, damn, like I thought football was gonna be the way for me, and this shit ain't working. So like, fuck it. And then like I'm just hanging out like, and then these kids pull pills out. I'm just like, fuck it, like let's try something new. Like let's just see where this goes.
So when you say kids pulled pills out, you're just hanging at the house, and everything has happened up to this point, and you're just like, yo, try this because they say it's fun, like it's cool, makes you feel good.
They say it makes us feel really good, like, and I'm just like, I'm with feeling good because I don't really feel good right now with everything else that's going on. Yeah. So let's try this.
Damn.
Yeah.
And that's how you got started.
Yeah, that's how I got started. It started like real slow. It would be like once every now and then. It started going like every weekend. And then it was like every couple days, and then it was like started smoking weed too, started drinking. So
what age is this when you started all this?
15 when I started doing pills, and then like weed was like 16, like my junior year. When
did you start getting good at football?
I grew from the end of my sophomore year to right before my junior year started, from 5'8", 5'9" to 6'2".
You were 5'8" when you were a sophomore?
Yeah,
lanky too? Were you lanky?
Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all the picture.
We'll have it posted. Like when you text it to me, when we're talking about it, like on the YouTube channel, Bloss will have your picture showing.
Yeah,
so
it'll be good. Y'all gonna die laughing. But so yeah, I grew, and I was taller, and so it was automatically like, oh, okay, like you can play now. Like I just looked the part, I guess, and I started getting in the weight room. Like once I healed from my injury, I was like, went to the strength coach. I was like, coach, like I got to get right. Like I'm super weak, and he was like, we got you. And then it was like, started going up from there, and I played my junior year. I was super weak, but then I had like 122 tackles my junior year.
So you were a beast on defense.
Yeah, I didn't play offense until I got to college, really.
Okay.
And so I played safety my junior year, and then things started going well. And I was playing basketball too, and so yeah, things were looking up. And I started playing basketball. I got kicked off the basketball team. I got arrested my junior year.
Why?
These kids on my football team were throwing rocks, and I was just like the getaway driver, like throwing through people's houses and busting out people's car windows
with rocks.
Yeah,
and they're doing it, and you're just the getaway driver.
Yeah, we're just being absolutely I'm like, yeah, I want these dudes to think I'm cool, so I'm gonna just drive for them. Yeah, and it ends up like somebody was like walking their dog or something and got my license plate, and I was the only one that went down for it.
Yeah,
and so it was like I got kicked off the basketball team for that, but then it was but football was like on the up.
Did you go to camps and stuff in between junior and senior year? Or you just played? Okay.
I went to Western Kentucky. That was like my first offer. And then I was just like, fuck it, I'm finna go here. Like, I didn't even think I was going to be playing football, like, because I was riding the bench. So I was just like, yeah, I'm just finna come here. They offered me a scholarship. Like, I'm going there.
Yeah.
And then I had a few other offers. It was like Air Force, Marshall, Western Kentucky, and then Troy University in Alabama and Georgia Tech.
When did you get your Georgia Tech offer?
Right before my senior year, like the summer camp. I went to the camp, and they saw me like actually move around, and I was like playing defense, so I was like covering people, and I was like I was out at corner, and I was like press covering people.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, like they probably knew back then they were gonna flip me to wide receiver, but they were like, oh, he's an athlete, so we can just bring him in. We thought we could do something with him.
Were you fired up?
Yeah. I mean, kind of. It was just like, okay, like this is what's gonna have people like approving of me. This is what's gonna have people like being like, oh, like he doing something right now. Like he really like putting in work, and it was just like that kind of thing. It wasn't like.
So in your mind, like, what are you preparing for? I know it's like the validation of people, and that's what they're wanting you to do. But what's like, I guess, what are you thinking? Like, this is what my future wants to look like. This is what I want my future to look like. Or did you even have a vision about it?
Nah, I had no vision back then. None. It was just like, oh, this is what people celebrate. Football players and like football players getting successful. Everybody wants to be like them. So it's like, if I could do this, people will want to be like me, and then I'll be happy. Yeah. It was just like that kind of formula, which makes no sense.
If you don't mind me asking, like, what was your family life like? Did you have a lot of support to like play ball, or what?
Yeah, it was like I had a great home environment. My parents, I had an older sister. They never pressured me to play any sports. My parents were never the parents that were like, you're going to get home runs in every game, or you're going to score so many touchdowns. They were just like, have fun. Like, you can do whatever you want.
And
like,
parents, they're together.
Yeah.
They're together.
Yep.
You had an older sister.
Yep.
Dang. So you're just kind of having internal battles with yourself.
Right. It was nothing external. It was all internal. Yep.
You feel like you're like really introverted?
Yeah, I was very much so. I still am now, but I'm coming out of my shell a little bit. But
because you're the man. Because you're the man.
But back then, yeah, I was just like super shy. Like I wasn't trying to talk. Like I wasn't with none of that.
And then you go to Georgia Tech. Talk about your experience at Georgia Tech, or when stuff like, okay, you're would you say you're abusing drugs and stuff at this point going into Georgia Tech?
It is up there. And it was like, as soon as I got there and just saw like, I could drink every day. Oh, I could get high every day. Like,
did you have teammates that were doing that with you?
Yeah.
And you just, was there a lot more access to it, I assume?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That stuff is wild, man. I mean, you talk about like in the 90s, and I'm sure stuff still goes on, but people talking about drug abuse before games and a lot of stuff like that. I was like a good kid. The most I did was drink. I drank like in high school, like the back half of my high school. Sorry, mom and dad, but they kind of knew, sort of knew, and they tried keeping it tight on me. You know what I mean? Like they were hard on me, and I love them for it. But I was just a dude that like drank alcohol. I was scared of like smoking. I was scared of doing everything except like drinking alcohol. When like, okay, so you're a freshman. When do you feel like looking back, it started to get way too far? Like you were like too far gone at this point.
It was way too far as soon as I got on campus.
Really? Just because of the access?
Yeah. And then it was just like, for me, it was like, I wasn't very highly recruited. So I was like, I think I was the lowest rated recruit in the Georgia Tech class coming in. So
you just didn't feel, it was kind of like a sense of value or worthy. Like I kind of like everybody else is above me.
It was like, I got here and I was like, okay, I'm here, but it's like, all right, now I'm just gonna get my education. I don't know if I'm gonna play. It's just like, and then I'm like, fuck it. Like, I'm just gonna like go crazy.
Nervous around like the older players and shit too, probably.
Yeah.
When you first get there.
And it was just like my abuse, like my drinking, my using, like made me cool around them. That's what got me to hang around them. Like me, myself, like
kind of I don't give a fuck. I'll do that.
Yeah, there were people on my team that was like, damn, I thought you was lame, so I realized you was doing this, and that.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because you're quiet to yourself.
Right.
But then when people want to party or fuck with you, you're like, oh, Waller gets down like that.
Yeah, it's like I can drink people under the table. Like that's just in genetics, and it's just like I can do whatever, and it's just like then people are like, oh, that's cool type shit, and I was like, I started to feed off that.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Now are you doing this stuff before games?
Not the day of, but like night before. But yeah, I mean, there were sometimes I did the day.
Yeah.
The day
have you seen shout out Master, gosh, I'm gonna butcher his last name, Trefiston, or have you seen on social media Untold Stories by by our competitor? Anyway, there's Untold Stories that he'll have like retired guys on. Santana Moss came on. I got to play with Santana his back end of his career when I was on the Redskins, and I'm listening to one of these Untold Stories, and he's like, yeah, I mean, we call it the whiskey game or drinking game or something. Campos, you know what I'm talking about. Campos, big Redskin fan. And they would pull shots before games, like, and mix it with like a pill if they were injured or something. You know what I mean? Man, to like go out and play a game. And he'd be like, it got to where I would take a couple shots before every game because it would help me relax.
Yeah.
Were you ever like that?
Toward the back end of my career, I would smoke and like pop pills before, but like my freshman, sophomore year, I wouldn't like the day of. But like towards the end, like when I was playing, I was like, oh, like I'm out here, like I can make plays out here. It was like
you realized you were a beast.
I was like, all right, I'm finna be lit, like at everything, like practice, like I'll just do whatever. At
practice?
Yeah.
That's insane, dude. When did you realize you were like, yo, I got a shot to go to the league?
Not till after my junior year. After we played in the bowl game. We played in the Music City Bowl here.
Trash. Go ahead.
but I just remember like towards the end of that year and like the end of my senior too, it's just like whenever we played big game opponents, like I would always get the ball and I always do something with it. But if we played like lower level schools and we could just run the option all day, like I would just be out there yawning, like trying to block people.
Oh, that's right, because Georgia Tech triple option. That's right.
So it was like we played like UGA like the end of my junior year and I had a big game. And then we played Ole Miss and they were like loaded. My junior, we played them here and I had like a long touchdown and like some plays in that game. And it was just like after that game, people were telling me like, oh, like you could go to the league. Like, but up until then, I was just like, I never thought of it because you're
just having fun playing football.
I wasn't really having fun.
Really?
I just knew I was just like, all right, I'm doing this thing. Like, I'm just kind of just like floating through life in a sense. It was just like, I'm just like, I never thought I was going to leagues. I never had any confidence in myself. Never.
Right. You're just, yeah, you can't even say having fun. You weren't even having fun.
It would be flashes of fun. I'll like make a play and be like, yeah, like I know what I'm doing. Like I'm out here, but then it'll just be right back to that, man.
And everybody's patting you on the back and it kind of fires you up. You know what I mean?
It'll last for like a couple minutes, but then it'll just be like, I'm so ingrained in like self-doubt. It's just like, even the next play, like I could make like a crazy catch and the next one be like, man, don't drop it. Don't drop it. Don't drop it. Like,
did you ever kind of manifest those thoughts?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have negative thoughts. You know the sayings out there, what you think you become, law of attraction, all this positivity, all this self-talk, like you pretty much manifest, you know, what you do. True. Like I'd be out there. It's hard for me to fully remember all of my days at Nebraska because sometimes like people are like, oh, you was this and that in Nebraska. And there's games like I just can't fully remember because I remember being out there and you play to not mess up.
Right.
And you just be out there and I would get destroyed my first year or two because I played like as a freshman. That's not a flex. Like I played as a freshman. I just wasn't there. I wasn't that good. I wasn't, well, no, I would mess up. Like I would get benched and stuff. Like I think I started 8 games, I think my freshman year, but I got benched. Right. You know what I mean? And I'd go back and I'm like, I'm on rivals.com and watch my old high school tape. And I'm like thinking, yo, am I that good? Or am I shitty and I just don't remember not being good in high school? And like, I'm doubting myself and I'm out there playing to not mess up. And you're like, don't miss his tackle. You miss a tackle. Pelini's fucking raping you verbally. And you're just a young kid, like, you know, doubting yourself all the time.
Yeah.
But I had fun playing football. That's not me trying to level and be like, I didn't love football. Like I wanted football so bad. Like I had fun and tried to enjoy it. And I was very like, you know, I'm going to use the term brainwashed to like want to be great and want to do the right things and not go out all the time. Like I did every now and then, but like try to be a leader and be a captain and do all those things. I wish I had more fun in like college,
right? From
a sense, like not take it so seriously because you just kind of like stress yourself out over it.
Yeah.
But you didn't have fun.
I'm looking back. It was just like, I think I got high too much, where it's like, if you just like look at like a graph.
When you say you got high too much, as in high as like having fun or high like smoking?
Like high, like getting high off drugs.
Okay. Yeah. We got to differentiate. Like
yeah. So I think I'm getting high too much all the time. So like usually like normal like things that make you happy is like, oh, like going out on a date, like going to a movie, like doing normal things. But me, it's like my fun is getting as high as I possibly can. And so it's like football will get up to here. So, but it's not fun because this is my new fun bar now. And it's like things aren't measuring up.
Would it be substances in women?
Yeah.
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 Man, that's crazy, dude.
Yep.
And then you're playing and everybody's like, yo, you're gonna play in the NFL. Then your senior year comes. What's your senior year like? Is it any different from what you've experienced up to that point?
My senior year, I mean, it's just like the suspensions carry over. So I'm out like the first game of my junior year. I'm out the first two games of my senior year. I remember
4 tested positive for weed, street jugs.
Yeah. And then it's like, I remember vividly, I don't think no one ever knew this except maybe like one of my teammates that wasn't playing. But we played Wofford the first game of the year, my senior year. And I was just like, I don't feel like going to the game. I'm about to get as fucked up as possible and then go to the game and stay on the sideline. So I was drinking like at least like a whole handle of liquor at like 7 a.m. And
holy shit.
And my thing was mixing.
He said a whole handle?
My thing was mixing like pills and like mixing everything and just seeing like what kind of adventure I would just go on, because I would just be like, there would be like no soul in my body. But I liked that. It was sick.
And then making your boys laugh too, like on the sideline, like let me kind of tell them.
I'll walk over to them and just like, I had like the like the Powerade like Gatorade bottles that the water was in. I would twist the cap off and be like, you want to like let them sniff it, and it's like complete vodka, like fill all the way up to the top. And I'm just like going through bottles of that.
Yo, how do coaches or somebody not understand that? Like, because you can smell when people have been out for a night and you're fucking fucked up.
I mean, either they didn't say anything or I don't know what was going on, but yeah, that game, and I'm just out there the whole like. I'm starting at 7 a.m. and it's like I'm going until I had to be there before the game. I had to be in the locker room like 2 hours before. I'm drinking in the locker room, like I'd already popped like what I wanted. And so it's setting in by kickoff. Like I always plan things out. I was like, all right, by kickoff, like I'm about to be like lit on the sideline. Just like, don't remember the game. I'm just like, just acting a fool, not paying attention to the game, like not respecting anything. Like you think like you're suspended, you're just gonna be out there. And it's like, man, like I wish I could be out there. Me, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like I don't have to get hurt. Like I can just get fucked up. Like it's time for me to do what I want to do.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
That is crazy as shit.
Wow.
Bloss, what are you thinking sitting back there?
Man, that's crazy. And like, I could speak on it from like a military standpoint, right? Like, I mean, the pain medications and stuff like that. And then like even going out before deployment, like in Afghanistan, I mean, there were
Bloss was a sniper.
Wow. But there was like some guys that would just get fucked up before going out on a mission and stuff like that. And it was wild, dude. But that's kind of how you cope with it, and you just get outside of your head and just go and perform. But
holy shit! So. Hell, I don't even know what kind of question to ask. You're going through your senior year. You're getting ready for the league. Where's your mental at? Knowing like, yo, I got a chance to. Were you a combine guy?
I did go to the combine.
You did go?
Yeah.
So like, what's your fucking mental like going through the combine? And
it was 4 days of lying my ass off to front office people, telling them that I wasn't going to use drugs or wasn't going to use anymore.
Because you're getting questioned a lot now.
They're like, is this you? Like, is this just a phase? I'm just like, no, this is just like me. Like, how guys get in college. Like, I was just like, I could like wear a mask and just like make you think something that wasn't the truth at all. Like I could sell you a dream. Like I got
but you test for the combine. How did you pass?
Yeah, I stopped enough time to pass the combine drug test.
Was that hard to be abstinent from fucking street drugs? Because it's like I guess what is it now? February. We're doing this pod right now. It's like February 29th. So the combine's kind of just started. That's like 2-3 months abstinence, right?
But it was like I have to pass this test in order for me to keep like this life going, like for me to keep this facade going. Like I have to pass this one test and I can get back to what I was doing. Like then they'll be like, okay, he passed the drug test. Then they'll be like, okay, we can just evaluate his play. And then it's like, meanwhile, I'm going back to exactly what I was. Like I got you right where I wanted you. Like I'm going back to what I wanted to do.
When you did your drug test for the combine, did you go straight back to street drugs right after you pissed, or did you have to test again, like to where you're like, how long did you stay abstinent?
It was just from the end of my senior year and doing through combine training. Like I smoked a little bit, like a couple times during combine training, but I gave myself time to get clean for the combine. And then like the day I got home from the combine, it was right back.
Oh my God, dude. Then you get drafted, Baltimore Ravens. Mm-hmm. Are you fired up? Were you fired up that you got drafted?
No.
Why not?
Yeah, I was just miserable, bro. I was just like,
you didn't want to play football.
I'm just doing this thing because I have to, and it's just like, it was all about the approval thing. It's just like,
and your parents and people are excited for you.
Yeah, they're through the roof, and they had like my parents invited people over, and I'm just like, I was up in my room, just drinking in my room and like just getting high in my room and just like playing like FIFA. I think it was.
Did your parents know like you had this issue?
They knew they knew I was like getting fucked up, but they ain't think.
But they thought they're like, oh, he's just being a college kid.
They're just like, he's just drinking a little too much.
I mean, that's a stupid question because you got suspended. Right. Not like taking a jab. I'm just saying like, I guess that was they're probably like, hey, do you need it? And you're like, no, I'm fine. Like I'll be good. Like I just got messed up. Like they would just see me Sunday. Like I would come home because like I lived like half hour from school, and I would just like plop down on the couch and not move for like the entire day, and I'll just be like. Were you like hoping you would be drafted somewhere closer to home?
Dude, like I just felt like being drafted was a burden because I had to keep.
So you didn't want to play at all?
Nah, bro. It was like I have to like keep this life going because I don't want to look like that one dude that had a chance to get drafted and was just like, I don't want to do this anymore and receive backlash from it because I was too afraid what people thought, bro. I was too afraid of what people thought.
That is nuts.
What did you say in like the interview process? Because like most.
Boss has a question on the podcast.
Most coaches and stuff like they, interview players right before they draft them. Like, how was that process for you? Like, did you just lie to them?
Yeah, it was just straight up lies for 4 days, bro. Like 4 days in a row. And it was like I got so good at lying because I was hiding from the school. I was hiding from, people I was hanging around. I was lying to chicks I was dating. So I was just like a very good liar at that point. So I was at the combine just like selling folks dreams, like, oh man, like we have selling potential tickets in you, like, do you want to be great, do you love it? I was like, I love this game, like I would never let anything get in the way. And it's just a complete lie, bro, like an absolute lie.
Man, okay. Holy shit. You go to the Ravens, and again on Hard Knocks, you're watching your story.
I'm getting my shit kicked in on scout team. And
yeah. And I see he's like, come on, man, like make a play. Like,
he's like, come on, wake up.
Are you good? He's like, are you good? And now knowing what I know about you, and I'm like, faded. I wonder what the fuck is going through his mind. Like, so what are you doing now? Peeing on the Ravens, like OTAs, training camp. Like, do you have many friends on the team?
I had no relationship with anyone in Baltimore.
Really? I
had a relationship with one teammate who I'm not going to name just because we got high together all the time.
Yeah. But no names. We're for the boys.
Yeah, for sure. But I had no relationship outside the building. Like in the building, guys are like, oh, he's cool. Like it's like you can have a conversation with me. Like we in the tub. Like we in meetings. Like I'll joke with you. Like I'll kick. But like once we leave the building, I'm gone. And it's like because people knew I was in the drug program too, and when I come out of college because my college history. So I was I can't get high around none of these people.
So just because you were suspended a couple times in college, you immediately go in the drug program going into the NFL?
Mm-hmm. But they gave me an opportunity. Like the NFL drug program is really lenient at the end of the day. Like I could break it down for y'all.
Break it down. People want to know how this drug program works.
So it takes a hella drug test fails to get to a suspended game, like one suspended game. Like your first, like if you're not in the drug program, say you fail a test, that's one test.
Say I come in, I'm completely clean, I just start smoking, I test positive my first time, what happens?
Yeah, you get put into the drug program. And then after that, it is you fail another test, that's a game fine. Like you're not missing the game, it's just you're getting fined your game check. After that is 2 game fine. And then after that it's a 4 game fine. And then you come back, and then after that, what is it, like the 4th or 5th test you fail, then you get to a 1 game suspension. So you really have to like start failing a lot to get to these games. And it's like,
so somebody who gets suspended for 1 game has already failed the drug test probably 4 times.
Yeah,
but it sucks losing that money.
And then it's like you get to 1 game suspension, 2 games. Like
I would say that's lenient, but also at the same time, like once you fail once and get put in the drug program, you get pretty much tested all the time. Like you can't really smoke.
I've been getting drug tested 2 to 3 times a week for the last 5 years.
That's what happens when you're in the drug program.
Yeah, I was trying to get here at 3 today, but it was like drug man pulled up, like, and you have to wait for them to get there, like you can't.
Yeah, Darren. Okay, big money over here. He drives all the way from Atlanta to Nashville. I'm like, why are you driving?
3.5 hours.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it won't be a breeze. I'm like, man, this dude just. He's just cool. I don't know. Like he's like, all right, I guess he'll drive all the way here to do a podcast. And then he's like, hey, I might be a 30 minutes late. Drug guy just hit me up and he's got to come through to do a drug test. So I'll be like 30 minutes late. All right, that's fine. But so 2 to 3 times a week, that's right when you get in the drug program right away.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, but if you fail after that, they're taking money out of your pocket, even though you don't miss a game.
Exactly.
But when you see guys missing games, and then you're like, oh, he's failed at least 4 times.
Yeah. So it was like before I was failing games, it was like, I remember my second season, I got to like a 4 game suspension, and that was even lenient because I was just failing out the ass at that point. And sorry, I blanked out for a minute. That was your rookie year? My rookie year, so I was in the drug program, and it was just like they actually gave me a window. It was like, if you can make it to like through the preseason and not like fail any tests, like we're thinking about getting you out of the drug program. Because they sent me to New York and they did this evaluation on me, and I finessed the whole evaluation.
How?
To getting them. It was like you answer all these questions about yourself, and it's just like, I know that they're gonna want me to pick this, but I'm gonna pick this other one so they think that I'm a stable individual. Pretty much. Fuck. And then it's like,
those are them gifted programs he was in high school. He's like ahead of the game.
And then it's like, so I did that, and they're like, your evaluation came back. So it's like, okay, so drugs aren't really a problem for you. So it's like, if you could just get through the preseason, we'll think about getting you out of the drug program. I couldn't get through the preseason. Like I was like, can't do it. Like,
why? Is this the stress? Is this the stress of being in training camp? And
it ain't even at that point, bro. I'm a fiend, bro. Like I'm a dead ass. Like I'm a professional athlete, but I'm a junkie. Dead ass.
That is fucking crazy, dude. I'm sitting here because I'm trying to ask questions based on all of my stress levels, like coming through football, the league, and everything. And you're like, nah, I wasn't even that. Like, I'm just.
It was stressful. Don't get me wrong. And I was just like, I have to impress all these people. Like, da 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 da. But it was like, man, fuck this. I'm finna go get high. I'm like, not trying to think about all this.
Fuck.
I'm the. You know the analogy: first person in, last one to leave. I'm the last one in, first one to leave. When I'm in Baltimore. Yeah,
I mean, it just is. I mean, you are where you are now, so there's a reason you want to tell the story, because I mean, you've been helping people at the end of the day, because you're a testament. How long have you been sober now?
2.5 years.
That's fucking.
Let's go.
Appreciate it.
Let's fucking go.
Appreciate it.
So, you're in Baltimore. How many years were you in Baltimore?
I was there. I got drafted in 2015, and I was there until.
Drafted in 2015. When was your 4 game suspension? What year?
2016.
So you're failing hella drug tests up to this point.
I'm willing to say I failed 100 drug tests since I'm in the league, at least.
Damn. Since you've been in the league, or that year?
Since I've been in the league.
Over that fuck.
Because there was a stretch.
Hell, you never know what's coming out of his mouth at this point.
Because there was a stretch from.
He's like, in 1 month. What the fuck?
Because there was a stretch where I knew I was getting drug tested 2-3 times a week, but I was still getting high on the same rate, and so I thought of that I could drink like multiple detox drinks in a week and like drink obscene amounts of water. And
Are you sitting in the steam room and sauna too?
Sitting in the sauna. Like I think that clip from training camp was I was sitting in the sauna during
Ravens
training camp. I was trying to be a drug test that day, and I sat in the sauna for like an hour and 15 minutes before practice.
The sauna, the dry sauna,
and I was
Holy
like drinking
shit.
water, and I went out there to practice, and it's just like, you know, I can't beat the heat, bro. Like I'm getting my dick kicked in, and it's like the heat is just fucking me up too. And it's like I've been sitting in the sauna, and it's just like, yo, like what are you? So I think that was one of those days I could just look at myself and that thing, and it's just like I look like I'm not even there. Like I mean, it could be a different day where I was just like high as fuck out there, but I'm thinking like it was one of those days where I was out there in training camp, and it's just like, because I ended up like having to go inside because like the heat got me, and it's just like, you know, they walked me off the field like Darren Waller goes inside.
I hear it the Ravens too. Like it's oh yeah,
that's roughest in the league.
Yeah, I heard it's like brutal. I'm talking like long practices, like long special teams practices, like fucking
45
brutal.
minutes of special teams, full speed, like full field one-on-ones on kicking game, like kickoff return, like blocking.
Harbaugh's a savage.
Yeah, it's really Jerry Rossberg. Shout out to Jerry Rossberg, probably the greatest special teams coach of all time. But yeah, he was savage in practice. Him and Harbaugh.
Yeah, because Campanaro was on the Titans with me, so me and Mike Camp.
Yes, sir.
Me and Mike Camp would talk about all the Ravens stuff, but I heard it was brutal out there.
Yeah, it's very rough practice, very rough on your body.
So then when do you get that? So 2016 is a 4-game suspension.
Yeah.
Then you get a 10-game suspension.
Well, no, they didn't do 10 game. We just hopped right to ban for at least a year after that.
What year is that? 17?
That was 17 because it was like, so I like that thing where I'm talking about, like I'm trying to beat all these tests, like with doing all that stuff. I would pass like one out of the week, and even that would be a miracle. But it would be like I'm still failing like multiple, and they just add up.
So where's your mental at this point? Because when I was watching Hard Knocks, you're like, there was a point to where I was like, I knew everybody wanted me to play, but if I could just fail myself out of the league, then I wouldn't have a reason to tell anybody why I didn't want to play football anymore. I would just be like, oh, you know, I failed.
It was just like I came to this realization. It was just like if anything, I need to leave the league, like, and be away from this to like even try to get better. And it was like, I feel like, you know, people have this fascination with the drug culture, and it's just like, if you burn out on drugs, like some people even were just legends after burning out on drugs. And it's just like, if I just burn out on drugs instead of quitting and looking like a quitter, it's just like, maybe people will look at me different.
Wow. That's fucking deep, dude.
And so I had my, at the end of my second season, I tore my labrum like a month ago in the season. I played the rest of the season, and then they're like, oh, you tore your labrum, you got to have surgery. And it's like, they gave me the bottle of pills, and it's like, you know, 30 perks in there. I run through that shit in like 2-3 days. And I'm right out in the streets. Like I'm in a hood, like,
yeah, Baltimore,
hood in Baltimore. Finally.
Really?
Mm-hmm. There was even a dude like.
Were you out there just rioting with Baltimore too?
Nah.
And like the riots go on, like you just see Darren. What the fuck is Darren doing out there?
Yeah, but fuck him. But it's like, yeah, I'm in crazy parts where it's just like you can ride the street for like 10 minutes. It's boarded. There's no house with no windows, bro. Like for 10 minutes driving, and like I'm down there, like, yo, where they at?
Yo, that.
But so it's like I'm purposely failing tests at that point. Like after my second season,
you're
it's just like
you're just kind of trying to get out. You don't give a fuck anymore. Like just put me out of my misery.
But yeah, but then it's like it's crazy. Like I knew like I would have to do OTAs and mini camp before I would get suspended. Like I was like, they're gonna suspend me in June. Like I know how this shit's gonna go. And then it's like my shoulder heals, and I go out there for OTAs. I'm just like, man, this is about to be the last time I ever play organized football, and like I'm just about to like go out on a good note and be like, fuck this shit. And I was just out there, and I was killing them. Like
in Baltimore?
Like, yeah, in practice and OTAs, just like.
What year is this right now? 2018?
This is 2017
17?
spring, and it's just like I'm killing them. It's like we got a new tight end coach. He's the offensive coordinator for the Ravens now, and he's like, hey man, like you about to go crazy this year. Like we're about to you about to be the guy. Like da 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 da. And it's just like, damn, like I'm actually having fun playing. The first time I really had fun, like overall playing football since middle school, like going into freshman year. And it was like, damn, like this is fun, but it's like, damn, but it's over. Like it's a wrap. Like they finna suspend me. Like soon as this shit's over. Because you already
knew, like,
right. You know, it's like there's no going back now. Like
so you balled and you're having fun in OTAs in 17. Yeah. Then they slapped the year-long suspension on you.
Yeah, I told the coach right before I left, I was like, Coach, like I ain't even finna go home. Like I'm gonna at least be honest here. It's like they about to drop the hammer on me. Like I did it on purpose. Like I wanted to be done. I didn't know I would have fun playing football. So
you kept it real with them like that.
Yeah, I was like, Coach, I'm about to get the suspension. Like they about to hand it out. I don't know where it's gonna be, but they handed something out. Like, and the day after it was like, bam, like year long, and it was just like, man, like. But when it, like, I knew I wanted it, but then when it hit, it was like it wasn't what I anticipated. It was just like, damn, like I was still like just as even more anxious, like worried about what people thought. And it was like for 2 months, even after that, I was still getting fucked up.
Yeah. And so you're suspended all of 17.
Yep.
Then what happens?
So like those first 2 months of the suspension, I'm still getting fucked up.
Right.
Like, even more so than before.
Yeah.
And then it's like I basically like have like an overdose in my car, like in Baltimore, like a quarter mile from the facility in a grocery store parking lot.
You had an overdose?
Yeah. Like I didn't think much into it, but then it was like once people kind of described like overdoses, and it was like I got there, it was only like a minute away from my apartment. I could have drove, but like I didn't feel like I could move. And then it was like daytime. I went to sleep, woke up, it was nighttime. And then
in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm. And then it was like, damn, like I didn't tell anyone about it. And I felt like super weird. I was like cold and like just feeling completely out of it. And then it was like time after that, I was just like, damn, like I OD'd in that parking lot. And it was just like,
but there was no one, you didn't get help at that moment. You just learned about it after the fact, and you're like, I put
pieces together. And it's like, damn, like I didn't just take a nap in that parking lot. I didn't take a nap by choice. But then so it's like after that was like the clicking point. Like I could have
died.
Yeah, after that was enough at that point. And then it was like I go home.
What do you mean that was enough? You're saying that was your moment where you're like,
yeah, for me to stop.
I'm a true junkie. Like I'm fucked.
Yeah, I'm willing to try anything at this point. Like what I'm doing, like I'm not in control. Like I always thought like I could like control my situation and get high and then like everything would work out. But it was like, nah, like this shit ain't working out. Like this is like this is a sign to nah, bro. Like this is it.
Once you learned about the OD, that's when you're like, this is the sign.
No, I mean, just even after the experience, I didn't even learn yet. It was just like that happened, and I was just like, bro, this is scary. Like, I'm not doing this no more. Like, I didn't tell nobody about it, but I knew inside me, I was like, something got changed. Then I went home, and it was like, You went
home in Atlanta.
And the league was still getting my toxicology results.
What time frame was this? When was this?
In the car, that was August 11th, 2017.
Oh, shit, you know the day.
Mm-hmm.
August 11th, 2017. Then you go home when? The next day?
Yeah, because I was moving out of my apartment in Baltimore because it was like I was
because you're suspended. Yeah, you can't even be around the facility.
And so it's like the league is still getting my toxicology results, and they're like, "We're scared for your life. You need to go to." I went to this place in Atlanta, like a rehab facility, and I met with a addiction specialist, like one of the counselors there, and he's like, "Yeah," and they did like a profile on me, and I was like completely honest with him about like, you know, being like socially anxious and just like being like
you're being like
introverted. This. Yeah.
You're just you're First opening time, it all up.
Yeah, and he's like, "You need to go to rehab ASAP, bro." Like, and I'm just like, rehab? Like, I'm not like that. Like, I'm a professional athlete. I'm like, you know, providing all these images to where it's like to make it seem like I'm not, but I really am.
Yeah.
But then he's like, "You need to go." Like, da 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 da. And I told my parents what they said, and my parents kept it real with me about my family history, and it's like addiction all over my family. And then it's just like, yo, like,
when your parents found out. Did they have an idea you were like that, or they were so caught off guard, and then they just
once the year suspension hit, they were just like, "Bro, you are like," they didn't really have much to say. They're just like, "Yo, like, what is going on?" And it's just like, then what? But then like after I went to like I agreed to go to that place, and they told me like I need to go to rehab, and I was like, then they were like kind of saw like I guess like there was like one small step in the right direction, and then they were telling me about my family history and just how like. It's all over my family history, and it's just like it clicked for me then too. So it was like the experience of what happened in my car, and then didn't tell me about my family. It was just like, wow, like this, like I gotta change, like something gotta give. Like I can't keep doing what my family's doing, and it's like killing my family off. And so like I gotta go do this, and I went to rehab, and it was fire. Rehab was fire. Like
positive.
Yes.
In what way?
It was just like I never put time into like working on myself or like. You know, thinking for myself, like, what did I want? Like, what did I want to do? Like, how am I feeling? Like, addressing those feelings, which is always like suppressing them. And so it was just a great experience to just like open up and not have any pressure of trying to impress people. Like, I was there, and it was just like, you know, I enjoyed. Like, I watched every Ravens game every Sunday in rehab. Like, just pull my laptop out, watch the game.
How long were you in rehab?
Like 35 days.
And just like you're talking about the therapist there and everybody you're kind of talking to, you're like diving so deep into the root of like who you are. You're like, that's what makes it, that's what made it fire. That's what made it such a positive experience.
Yeah. It was just like complete game changer.
Yo, that's incredible.
Yeah. And I came home, and it was like, I'm
That's crazy, right, Blas?
Yo, that's so dope, man.
I'm coming home, like I come home from rehab, and it's like I started going to like AA and NA meetings in rehab.
Now, hang on. You went to rehab toward the end of August through the end of to October or something?
Yep.
Okay, so you went right in.
Yeah. And then I can start going to meetings while I'm there. And so when I come out, it's like kind of put a plan together. It's like the same place I went to meet with the addiction guys. Like I'm going to small group therapy once a week there. And then it's like I'm going to 2 to 3 NA meetings every week when I get out. So it's like, all right, like I'm kind of rocking with how it's making me feel. Like it's forcing me to be uncomfortable. It's forcing me to talk about things that I don't want to talk about. But once I get those things out there, it's like I feel different. I feel like, I kept with that when I got home. And then my parents knew a guy I went to church with who was a store manager at Sprouts Farmers Market, grocery store.
Yeah. I
got a job there, grocery clerk.
During the season of 2018.
I started working there like Thanksgiving time of 2017.
Okay, my fault. Because you're suspended that whole year. That's my bad.
2017, I worked through there to like the end of April. So I worked there for like 6-7 months almost.
Man.
Yeah, I dropped a bar on it in my project. I was like, I was only making $11.50 by the hour. You could check the wage fee. And okay. I was making $11.50 working at Sprouts.
And you're going to all these meetings every week.
Yeah, I'm going to meetings like when I get out or like before I go in. Because like I started like my first day working there, they had me working like I got there like at night and had to work through the morning. And I was just like, I can't do this. Like, just let me come in the afternoon and close the shop at night and I'll be straight. And they were like, all right. So I'll go to meetings like before that or like the days I wasn't working, I would go to meetings in the evening. And so I was just doing that, working at Sprouts. And it was just like, I started developing like a self-respect for myself. It was like, regardless of everything that's happened, it's like, you're not choosing to think what people think about you. You're just in your zone and you're working to better yourself. And so I was like, honestly happier with myself, had more respect for myself there than when I was like in the league playing football. Like it was
going to Sprouts and doing your thing. And
just like looking yourself in the mirror.
Shout out Sprouts, no free shout outs. Got to say that. You can't just shout out Sprouts. But yo, that's unreal, dude. When you got out of rehab, were you nervous to like go back out and
but it was like
and kind of be around people who you're like, all right.
Yeah, the first 6 months it was like I couldn't be around like things that were like people like being using or anything. Like every time I opened like the medicine cabinet, I would just be like, I had to shut it, like dead ass. Like I would just be like, and then I'll be like super envious of people. It would be like, yo, they can get fucked up all the time, like and nothing happens. Like I get fucked up. I'm not even an asshole when I get fucked up, but I always seem to get in trouble. Something always seems to go wrong. And it's just like,
because for you it'll spiral.
Yeah, and it's just like, why can't I do that? But then like after like 6 months, like the first 6 months, I was just like going to meetings, but I wasn't like working the 12 steps. Once I started working the 12 steps, it was like just like unlocked shit even more for me, because it's really just like a deep dive into who you are. Like you don't even have to be a drug addict to like do the 12 steps, but it's like that kind of shit like unlocked me even more. And it was like after that, it was just like I realized like, man, I'm not getting anywhere with that. Like that's not my purpose for me to be here. It's not to just for me to get high and just like fulfill myself and just like so I can feel better. It's about just like it's like overcoming that shit. Like it's like like we got bigger shit to do. Like it started to resonate with me as like I'm not a normal person, so I can't be acting like normal people. That's when it started clicking. And then it's just like ever since then it was like the first 6 months or so I didn't want to train really. I started kind of working out. I couldn't make it through workouts. I got hurt. But then it's like once shit started opening up for me, I was like, I'm not normal. Like I can't be doing things that normal people were doing. Yeah. I got back into training and I was like just grinding like crazy. And then it was just like shit just started clicking on so many levels. And it was just like, oh, like, and it was like I was clean. So it was like, I know I'm on my P's and Q's. Like when reinstatement hearing comes up, I'm going to get reinstated. So I might as well get ready. And it's like, now I want to be back. And it's like, okay.
You're like itching to kind of play ball again.
Yeah. Like let's get it. And then it's like, I got reinstated in August. I think it was like August 9th of 2018. It was like they had already been done a couple weeks of training camp. I came in, people on the team like they seen a ghost when I came in. Cause it was just like, I just kind of disappeared with no notice.
Right, you were gone for an entire year.
And didn't tell anyone, like it just happened. And then
nobody really knew what you went through either, like the rehab and all that. Maybe a couple guys, but you're just kind of coming back.
I don't think anybody did. I ain't talked to nobody on the team.
No one knew you were working at Sprouts. No one knew you went 35 days of rehab, and then a whole year passes and you fucking come back and you're like primed, like
I came into training camp, bro. They thought, I mean, most people would think that. It's like, all right, he'd been out suspended, like, he finna come back and he's not finna have it. Like, he finna lost a step. He finna
For
be
sure.
playing like a drug addict. Like,
somebody competing with you's probably like, oh, I'm not too worried about it.
I came in
Darren
the first
Waller.
day of training camp, was cooking everybody. And they were just like, oh, man. Because they had drafted the 2 tight ends, rookie tight ends, Mark Andrews and Hayden Hurst, who are good, really good players. So they're invested in them. And it's like, I'm there. And it's just like, I think it just kind of threw a wrench in all their plans. And like, dang, like, we got to like, because then after that, it was just like, the practice reps went down and the game, I'm not getting no burn till the end. And it's just like, I think I got 1 target the whole preseason. So it was just like a business move on their part to hide me because they knew I still had it. But they were like, and they knew nobody would touch me. So I was just like probably the best insurance policy that anyone could have at tight end in the league, being on practice squad with Ravens that year because they cut me and put me on practice squad.
Yeah, and talk about, just for a tangent, just for a second, like, teams will do that. Like, if you're a beast, like, say, I mean, you weren't a rookie at this point, but a lot of rookies, say they go undrafted or they're later rounds or something, like, they will suppress their reps and not show them off in the preseason games because they want to sneak them onto a practice squad.
Right.
So they don't want the other 31 teams to like have much film on them. So guys will be like stressed, like, yo, I've been showing everything in training camp. Like, I don't see why I'm not getting any play or getting any reps in the preseason games.
That's real.
And not come to find out, but like, what teams are doing is they're trying not to show any of that product on the field so they can sneak you on a practice squad. So that way they can make room for somebody who's kind of a fence player and see if they can pan out. If they don't, they'll cut that dude and move that dude up from practice squad.
Right.
But they don't want you to go away. So that's why they won't play you in the preseason.
Yep. So I wasn't getting no burn. Like, it was like people were watching the game and it's just like looking out for me, like, when you gonna get in? And I was like, bro, I have no idea.
But you're cooking everybody in practice. You're
like that first day, it was just known, and everybody was just like, shit, he's back. And then like after that, it was just like, wasn't like getting at, like, my reps kind of decreased. You still get a lot of work in training camp because they're trying to rest some guys, but when it came to the games, I wasn't getting a lot of playing time. And I respected it because I knew what it was, and like my mind frame was different. It was like, okay, like, this is how it's gonna be. Like, just because I got reinstated didn't mean like the red carpet was gonna get rolled out and like I'm about to be like this guy since I come back. No, it's gonna keep getting harder. It's just like, but it was like the experience in my car and then working at Sprouts, that was all the humbling that I needed. Like, those 2 experiences humbled me to where it was just like, okay, I'm on the practice squad, but I'm gonna make the most out of this.
You just didn't sweat anything.
I'm not about to be like, they got me on the practice squad, I'm this, I did this, they know who I am. I didn't think none of that. I was just like, this is where I'm at. Cool, like, lock in. I'm going against the number 1 defense in practice every day of practice during the week. I'm
gonna toast them.
If I cook them, if it's God's will for me to play after that, then I'm gonna play and I'm gonna be ready because I'm playing against the number 1 defense every day in the league.
No doubt. CJ Mosley,
Zadarius Smith on the Green Bay Packers, Tony Jefferson, Eric Weddle, Jimmy Smith,
Beast.
Marlon Humphrey, like top defense in the league. And so it's like I'm going against them every day, and it's like battling. It's like I'm winning, they're winning, and it's like I kept getting better every week. But then it's like I had 1 week. It was like, I think it was the week where the Raiders played the Ravens, and I was just like, damn, like I'm doing good, like I'm staying built up, I'm positive, but it's like maybe I'm not meant to play another game again. Like, but I am enjoying being at practice and just like playing the art, it's just the craft of football, and it's like, so I'm enjoying that. And then it's like, before all the games, me and RG3 would, everybody's throwing in t-shirt and shorts. Yeah. Everyone would throw, and then after everyone went inside, me and RG3, and sometimes there's wide receiver Jordan Lasley, we would throw like an extra 20 routes, catch an extra 20 balls from RG3.
RG's a good dude, isn't he?
Yeah.
Shout out RG3.
Yes, sir. Shout out to RG3.
Free shout out.
And we would get working, and it was just like, so before the Raiders game, it was just like, I think Ole, they were just out there just like, I don't know what they were doing during warm-ups, but they looked over and saw me working out. They was like, who is that running around over there?
Hang on, sorry, who's Ole?
Greg Olson, the offensive coordinator for the Raiders.
Okay, gotcha.
And he's like, who is that running around over there? And then it turns out like Frank, who was my tight end coach, knew me because he was the tight end coach in Chicago. And apparently they were looking at trying to get me, but they couldn't, like before I got suspended or whatever. And then he was like, that's Darren Waller. Like, he's, tight end, da-da-da-da. And then it's like, after that, it was like the game. I'm sitting on the sideline watching the Raiders play the Ravens. And then the next day in the morning, I got my side window knocked off my Jeep. And so I had to go to like this collision center. So I'm there early in the morning, like trying to get a new mirror, get an estimate. Yeah. My agent hits me and is like, the Raiders are putting you on their active roster. And it's like, like you're probably gonna leave today. And it's just like, I'm just like, wait, what? Like I had no.
Let's fucking
and
go.
then it's like, I get back and talk to them. It's like, yeah, they're signing you to the active roster. Like they want you to leave in a few hours. And then it's like the rule where, if somebody activates you on the practice squad, your own team can activate you too.
Right.
And so Harbaugh was like, the whole time they've been like, man, like, if somebody goes down, you'll be the next guy up. Like you'll be ready. Da 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 da. And I'm just like, yeah.
Did they try to up your pay on practice squad?
Nah.
To match? Because sometimes if they don't want guys to go, they'll match the practice squad salary. Like I think you get paid $112 or $102 on practice squad. They'll match like $400,000 or $500,000 so you don't leave and stay.
I ain't getting none of that.
You didn't get none of that? Yeah, yeah.
And it was like something with my signing bonus where like I didn't play a certain amount of games or something, where they were recanning money from my signing bonus. So they were cutting my practice squad check in half. So I was making like 66 before taxes. Oh. So I wasn't making
You're playing
shit.
football for fun, baby.
Broke. Yeah. And then, but yeah, so then they, I'm like, yo, my agent's like, Harbaugh is going to call you. And it's like, he calls me and it's just like, hey, like you should stay. Like the next week we were playing in Atlanta. He was like, you'll be in your hometown. You'll be active. You'll be playing. He's like, I've been waiting for this opportunity. Cause they've been telling me, they're like, we're trying to get you up. We're trying to get you up. And I'm just like, it's in one ear, out the other.
Yeah.
Really.
Like if you want to get me up, give me the
like,
fuck
cause
up.
they see what I'm doing in practice and it's just like, okay, like, I mean, these things are out of my control.
Yeah.
And so he's like, you should stay. Like, he's like, and then it's like, you don't know what's going to happen out there when you go to Oakland. Like, you don't know like what that situation is going to be like. And I'm just like, maybe I need some uncertainty. Like I know what my situation's like here is because it's like, we got two young studs here and y'all are feeding them and they're getting better. So it's like, I'm not finna crack into what they're getting and y'all already financially invested in them. So I'm finna go see what this is looking like. And then, so I'm like, yo, I'm going. Like, I'm not staying. And then like I go to Oakland the next day. I get there I'm practicing the next day. And it's like, I'm like, fuck it. Like we here now. We got to kick the fucking door in. Yeah. And it's just like, I'm going hard at practice, bro, like hard. And then there's a couple dudes out there, they're like, yo, like chill out. Like what's going on? Like, I'm just like, nah, this is how I'm used to practicing. And in Baltimore, but it's like, it just turned up from there. Like I didn't, like the first game I sat out because I got there and like just had to like learn the playbook and stuff. And then the next week I got in there, I was playing a few plays. I got in there on special teams and people didn't know I played gunner my first 2 years in Baltimore.
Yo, a tight end out there at fucking gunner, dude.
I was playing gunner and I had like quite a few tackles at it. And,
who in the fuck's gonna block you?
We got to
I had a couple tackles. No shit.
But Rich was like, what position you play? I was like, I play gunner. And he was like, you don't play gunner. And I was like,
Coach Rich is the
then he
man,
like went out and found film because like my second year we had played Dallas when Rich was there and I was out there at gunner, like running down there on gunner. And he was like, you did play gunner. And so I got
against
in there,
him because he was coaching the Cowboys at the time.
So I got in there in the Steelers game and like they tried to double me outside and I just like threw both dudes to the ground, like running to the ball. And they were just like, what is happening? And I'm just like trying to take advantage of everything. Like I'm just like flying around. And then
in your off time too, is this when you're really getting into music?
I wasn't really doing any music when I was there, like for when I got off practice squad. Like I was making beats, like I was staying with my aunt and uncle in Maryland. Like I didn't even have my own crib. And I was just in their basement just making beats the whole time. But I got to Oakland, I was just like, all right.
You were locked in on Oakland.
I was like, let me put
gotcha.
I'm here for 5 games, I'm playing 5 games, let me just lock in.
Yeah.
And then after that second game where I got in and played a little bit, we played at Cincinnati. And I touched the ball twice. And the first one was they handed me like a jet sweep out of like a 3 tight end personnel, and I ran for like 25 something yards, and everybody's just like, what is this? And it's just like, and then the second time I caught like a shallow cross route and ran for like 45 yards, like all the way down to the goal line. And it's just like, at that moment I was like, I ain't played organized football in 2 years, but I was like, I'm here. Like I know like it's time now.
Yeah. Yo, that's fucking awesome, man. Then you finish out the year with Oakland. Everybody's obviously excited about you, probably going into the next year.
Right.
What is your battle like with substances or being around guys or anything like that at this point? Are you pretty locked in and you're not really giving an opportunity for it? Like, or you're in the extended stay, I assume, even at that point?
Nah, I'm not
in Oakland.
I'm in Atlanta right now.
No, when you're in Oakland. When you were in Oakland for those last 5 games.
Oh yeah, I was at the extended stay. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. What was your mental like with like drugs and stuff or alcohol or anything? Were you just not even giving it an opportunity and wasn't even in your mind?
I was going to meetings. I was locked in,
feeling good
on my recovery. Yeah.
You're like feeling good about Darren Waller. Like it wasn't even a thought in your mind.
Right. And then it's like you get around guys and it's just like we kind of have like Bible study and like kind of like and it'd just be like open floor, like talking, and I would just kind of like, say something about like what I was going through what I had gone through. And it's like the first time people were just kind of like, whoa, like he really talking about this shit. And I was just like,
I mean, fuck, I'm sitting here on the bus like, yo, he's fucking, my man's open.
But then after that, like people were like, you know, they would welcome me and like, it was just like, I could say anything. And they were just like, hey, like we, like that's real. Like they're just listening to me. They weren't judging me or anything. And so it's like, once I realized that, it was just like, it made me want to build more relationships with the team and just be more open around the team. And then that turned into, you know, like the extra time I put in, and it's just like, I'm doing it for guys, you know, I'm doing it for a team. And it's like, whereas before, it's like I also wrapped up in myself and just like, I'm trying to get high. Like the world is caving down on me. I'm just so worried about myself. I wasn't really worried about anybody else. And how
that's real, man.
So it's like that kind of opened up for me. It's just like, okay, like, so I'm playing for, it's bigger than me now. That's when it started clicking in, and it's just like, you know, keep building on it.
And then you have your off season with the Raiders, and this is 2019. And then you go through training camp and you get a contract extension. When you said when you got back from London?
After like the 5th game.
And you're just a monster in training camp and everything.
Yeah.
I was watching your Hard Knocks thing last night. It's like, yo, the boy Darren's a beast.
And it was just really weird because it's just like I never started it or nothing, but I was just like ready for it. I don't know. It was just it's still hard for me to wrap my mind around all of it and just like how fast everything kind of happened.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Then I saw the Madden guys ask you about your 68 Madden rating. You're like, yeah, it should be that, and it didn't bother you.
Oh yeah, I mean, what do you think
it should be now?
I mean, we got to be up around like mid 80s right now, don't we?
I think so. I don't know. Me and Campos were talking about it. How many tight ends? Where do you think you rank at in the tight end world after this year you had?
I mean, it's a lot of good tight ends, bro.
You know who's coming on the bus Monday?
Who?
George Kittle.
Nice.
So Kittle will be on. That'll be dope. He lives out here in Nashville. So that'll be a good one.
Yeah.
But we were talking, I'm like, yo, man, he's got to be top 5. Yeah, he's saying top 3. I mean, it's just, you just don't know all the tight ends that are, I can't like remember all the names that are out there. But yeah, the boy's a beast.
He's hella good tight ends though. Shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to the tight ends, man. We're about to be a little tight end we got him and George Kittle back to back.
Wow.
We're going to try to get Kyle Rudolph on. We met him out in Miami.
Nice.
Yo, this pod fires me up. What makes you want to be so open about it? Honestly, what makes you like want to answer all these questions and be so truthful and kind of get your story out there like you basically have on this pod?
So once I kind of said like things are like bigger than me, I kind of looked and started tapping into the mind of someone that was me when I was like 15. When I was just like, told you, it was just like I felt like I had nothing going on. It's like people are feeling like that at whatever age they're at, and it's just like you just come out and keep it real and like let people know that just because I got a certain occupation or people look at me a certain type of way don't mean I'm not a real person that's been through some real things. So it's like, let's let it be known you could still be successful after you fuck everything up, after you have nothing going on. Like you can still get back up on your feet and still like, do whatever you want to do. Like still like, chase after what you truly want, what you want your life to be. Like it's never like over for you. So it's like, I feel like it would be a shame if I didn't say nothing. Like if I was just quiet and like, no, I'm not talking about it, that'd be a shame. I feel like.
Do you speak?
Yeah, I started sharing at like recovery meetings, and then I was like, I shared at like my high school and sharing at schools, like sharing at some camps like in the Atlanta area. Yeah, any opportunity somebody gives me to speak, I'm all over it. That's
awesome, man. Dude, I'm fired up for you. I didn't know any of this stuff about you. Like I knew obviously watching a couple videos, and literally like when I see the videos, like when I'm watching it last night before you come on, I'm just like, yo, that's, I'm thinking like, that's my boy. Like I met and had no idea that this was his story or his life. Like just because again, we were in the extended stay and we were just teammates and kind of, friends. Like you were like one of my friends, like throughout the rest of the year on the Raiders. I'm like, yo, that's,
what's crazy about it is
fucking clue.
There's people I was like best friends with since I was a kid, like for double digit years, and they hear the shit come out and they're like, I didn't even know. So it's like, I wasn't talking to nobody about nothing. It was just like, I was just in my own world, just hidden.
And that's super real because so many people go through things. And me, fortunately, I haven't been down or been that involved in something that abusive or anything like that. But people have so many like real thoughts and emotions that stay kind of suppressed. And then when you kind of just talk to friends or a group of people about it, and you're kind of like, oh, that person's kind of like me in this sense, or all these insecurities you learn about somebody. And you're like, yo, humans are just fucking humans, dude.
Right.
Yo, that's wild, man. I'm stoked you came on. I can literally, Blosh just showed we're at 80 minutes. I could talk. I could sit here the rest of the fucking day with you and talk about shit.
Same, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Seriously, the best podcast we've ever done, dude.
Oh, hands down.
Hands down.
Wow.
I wish the boy was here. I mean, hopefully, he listens. But I'm fired up about this, man. I'm like, there's so many things I feel like I want to ask and I'm not thinking about. Can you guys think of anything? I know you had a bunch. Like we shouted you out on Twitter, free shout outs because you're the boy.
Hey.
And you had a lot of traction, people wanting to ask questions and learn about you. Do you want to bring some of them up?
Yeah, there's a few fan questions. Do you have a favorite John Gruden story?
Oh, there we go.
Yo, it's a lot of stuff that
Darren Waller, man.
Nah, I mean, I'll probably say my favorite is
Darren Waller, man, making some big plays, overcoming the adversity. Knock on wood if you're with me. Knock on wood for Darren Waller, man.
I mean, I just remember like when I first got there, he was just like,
Hey, knock on wood.
Oh yeah, shout out to Gruden. When I first got there, like off the practice squad, he was like, "You're gonna do great things for you. You're gonna be great." And it's just like, I wasn't even thinking like that. And I was just like, let's just not fuck this up this time. Like, let's just like,
you're like, yo, one fucking step at a time, man.
Let's just not ruin it. Like, I feel like I could do good enough if we just don't ruin it myself. Like, get out my own way. But Gruden's like talking like greatness out the gate, and I'm just like, I can't even comprehend it. Like,
he kind of fires you up, right?
Yeah, and it's like the whole offseason, he's just like gassing me up, like publicly, and I'm just like, in my mind, I'm just like, yo, like Gruden, like chill, like da da da. But then it's just like, he could see that in me, and it's like once I start seeing it myself, it was just like, just like had that connection with him. But he would have just like a new nickname for me every week. That's why.
He fires me up, man. Like, I'm mid-year free agent, 30 years old, like not wondering if it might be my last year since I'm a mid-year guy. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of go through, nobody picks you up. I was with the Saints for a second, injured my ankle, so I had an injury settlement and was kind of working through that, tailgating with the bus at Nashville with the Titan Stadium. Raiders end up calling and bringing me out there because Jay Gruden probably put in a good word for the boy. Shout out Jay Gruden out there to his brother John. Right. I get out there and John, like Coach Gruden, he just immediately kind of fires you up. Like, Compton, I'm fucking glad you're here, man. You're gonna love this spot way more than anywhere else you've been. Yeah. And I'm like fired up. I'm like, hey, your brother wanted me to put in a good word. He said he'd intern for you because Jay had just gotten fired from the Redskins. And I'm like, hey, Jay hit me up. He's like, hey, you want to know if he could get an intern job out here with you? We're like laughing and stuff. But he fires you up, dude. He I don't know how to explain it. Like, he's like speaking greatness into you.
Yeah, and it's just like people kind of think like, because when he came over from Monday Night Football, he signed like a for a bag, like, and
100 million.
People were just like, it's just for his profile. It's just like he just doing this so his name gets up, like he doing it for himself. But it's like, he really cares, bro. Like,
he really fucking cares.
He'd be out there in the walkthroughs, like he has this neck sweat, like he'd just be sweating like in the walkthrough and like coaching and like going through the plays and like all the details. And it's like, you can't do that if you don't care.
And he tells his players he loves them all the time.
Right. And it's just like, he's so invested. It's like, tell a fan that thinks like he just out here just for his own like bravado, like just come to a practice and see like how into it he is, and you'd be like, oh, this dude cares.
Oh, he cares. And then you win games and he's out there like in the stands with fans.
Yeah, he in there mosh pitting with the black hole. It's like
the first week I was there, because I was like thrown into the fire in the first week. He's like, hey, it was like,
you were.
I think it was like Friday or Saturday. He's like, hey, you feel good about everything? And I was like, yeah. He's like, you getting everything? I was like, yeah, I'll be straight. Because I'm thinking in my mind, like, yeah, I can pick this stuff up. Like, honestly, I just need to get out there and play because I haven't fucking played in a year. Like, I haven't played a game as a linebacker. I mean, I played, I guess, in the preseason for a second with the Saints, but I was only there like 4 fucking days. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I haven't played in live bullets in like a year. So I just need to get out there and play. Like, I'm starting. It's fucking crazy. Right. And he's like, you don't need to be perfect, man. Like, just play fast. Like, I know you know what you're doing. I'm glad you're here, man. I'm like, I'm glad I'm here too. He's like, I love you, man. And I just said like, thanks. Well, like, we're kind of moving fast, but I love being here too. But he's a stud. He really does fucking care, and he fires me up. But this fucking podcast fires me up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad you came, bro.
Bro, thanks for having me, man.
I'm glad you're doing your music. I'm glad you're fucking, what'd you say, 2.5, you're coming up on 3 years sober. You're 2.5 years sober.
3 years in August, yep.
That fires me up, dude. And, man, I fucking root for Darren Waller.
Thanks, bro. I root for you too, man.
again, like, I didn't know I didn't know this in-depth story about you. I just know what I've seen on fucking YouTube and Hard Knocks for 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a real convenient that they got you with your shirt off, working out, really sweating. That's real convenient of you.
The assault bike.
Yeah. Fucking out there looking shredded. No pause. Real fucking convenient. Hey, we're going to come around the corner. We're really going to douse you with water and sweat. So just look like you're working hard as shit.
I was really working.
Yeah.
I had to sprained my AC joint in training camp. And so there was a few days where I couldn't practice. So I was like trying to get my extra work in.
And that
like,
was
later in the day. And then like the way they had their tent set up was like right where the workout area was. And they were just over there sitting down, like not doing anything. And they saw me working out. I look over, they grabbing all this shit, like picking cameras up. I'm like, oh, they about to come over here.
And so you just start fucking going on.
Nah, I was already going. I was already going.
But then you really started to go on.
Then I was just like, let me just tune these people out, bro. Like,
when they got that camera,
they pull up with the camera like dead ass right under me.
I know. I was watching.
It's like
look at the boy. Fuck
this.
Dude. Hey, thanks again, man. Do you have? Is there any advice you give people going through anything? Like, I think one big takeaway I kind of look at from a lot of this is how much your environment matters, how much who you surround yourself with matters. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like every story you kind of tell, like in high school or in college, you know, it's thoughts of other people, it's being around certain people, it's trying to put on a front or be cool for people. Like who you surround yourself with and what you surround yourself with. And then you go into rehab, who you surround yourself with there, the mentality you kind of surround yourself with when you're working at Sprouts. Then when you come into the Ravens and you're kind of just locked in and taking advantage of practice squad and you're kind of isolating yourself and you're focused, you know what I mean? You're not surrounding yourself with bullshit. And then you go to the Raiders, right? And everything is, honestly, it's been a lot of change in your environment. And I think that's a big thing I take away when I listen to this, because honestly, you're sitting here and you just inspire the fuck out of me with everything you overcame. But do you have? I mean, I feel like I just dropped a fucking gem right there.
Yeah, no facts.
But do you know? Do you have, like, when you sit back and reflect, like if somebody's like out there struggling or who would take advice from you, do you have like go-tos? Maybe I stole your go-to, but
I'll be like, bro, you gotta dig deep into yourself and look at everything, like especially the ugly parts, but the good parts and the bad parts too. You gotta learn how to forgive yourself, because you can let a lot of guilt and shame build up, and it's just once you do that, it's like, you know, it's hard to do anything right. But once you get to the bottom of all those things, like look all the way back to even your childhood, because it's like we're adults out here and there's people holding on to things that happened to them when they was 5 years old, 6 years old, and it's just like they're still weaponizing it and trying to, like, they were hurt, so they trying to hurt more people. It's like, get to the bottom of your shit and it's going to be uncomfortable. But it's like, once you kind of lock in, it's like you start seeking uncomfortable things. Those are the things that really change you and that really continue to test you. Because if you're not being tested, you're not straining, like you're not getting like better. Like you're not, like they tell you all the time in football, like you got to work hard to get better. But I mean, like them cliches are true. It's like, you really got to test yourself and put yourself in uncomfortable situations to have uncomfortable conversations with people regularly. And then it's like you get to the real of life. You see your stuff and you realize, I'm not the only one dealing with this. I don't have to be selfish with this and act like, you know, and start hurting people because of it. Like I can like take my own thing, my own experience, and turn it into like my story. Like people are more drawn to people that have been through things.
No doubt.
Not the people that had things handed to them. So like when you do that, you never know like who you may turn into inspiring. Like it's still hard for me to wrap my mind around like I'm inspiring people, because I was like the opposite of inspiration like a few years ago, you know?
That's fucking
so it's
deep.
like once you get to the bottom and like work through all that and see all the people that you've hurt and like really like let that remorse start to stack up, and it's like look at yourself and realize like, okay, like develop like a spiritual life, like I mean like really like and really let go of like all these selfish things that you have. Like I mean, I don't really got no gyms. It's just like I'm not really a teacher. I'm not a wordsmith, dude, but it's like, I mean,
that's a gym.
Like get through everything that like look at the entire picture. Don't just, because most people will look at it and be like, ooh, like I'm not going there. Like I'll talk about everything but this. Like you need to talk about that but this.
That's awesome, man. You're a stud, bro.
Thanks for having me, bro.
And I appreciate you sharing your story on here. I don't know where all you've shared your story, or if it's been out there like that, but this is really fucking cool, dude. And I appreciate you.
Appreciate you having me, bro.
Do you got anything before we go? You want to learn anything, any history on the bus, anything?
Oh,
like we've done a lot of talking.
Give me the rundown, bro. I've been looking around like.
We see all these stickers, right? We got to put more on, but You saw the boys the boys with Barstool now, like you're in a pretty big deal of a bus.
This is some wild, yeah. These stickers are a real deal.
What I mean, I think it's crazy that you want to come on and talk about all this shit. Like what,
I got something, Will.
What do you got?
Darren, do you have anybody in the music industry who like inspired you to like start creating music, or is there somebody that you like kind of look up to?
I learned that my great grandfather is a jazz legend.
Really?
Fats Waller is a jazz legend.
Say that again.
Fats Waller is a jazz legend. I got him tatted.
Yeah, I listened.
I got my skinny jeans on. It's gonna take me 15 minutes to get these jeans off, but I got a tat on my leg. My great grandfather tatted on my leg. But once I kind of learned about his history, it was like it opened my mind up to more music because I was just listening to straight like ignorant ass rap. But then,
we all have that phase,
bro,
baby.
When I was a kid, I liked rock music, but then it was just like I was around black kids and they was like, bro, what you listen to this rock music for? I was like, all right, I got to get all this shit off my iPod. So I was like, I listened to a whole range of shit. But then it was just like, once I realized my great grandfather and just how like just offset his music was, and it was just like, all right, I gotta like really start listening to different kinds of music. So it opened me up to different kinds, and it was like, all right, any music talent in me, I gotta maximize. Like while I'm here, like we ain't got too many days promised. It's like it'd be a waste because maybe my music could touch people. So it's like let's get it. Like it makes me feel good too. So like let's attack it. So it was like once I learned like the history of my family, it was like, oh yeah, like we gotta go.
That's fucking cool, man. I hope you're proud of yourself because you should be.
Yeah, I'm just trying not to get like complacent and stuff.
Yeah, I know it's weird when somebody like tooting your own horn. You're kind of sitting there, you don't know how to like react to it because you've came a lot. I mean, that's a hell of a story, and I'm stoked for you, man.
Appreciate
Hopefully
you,
we're teammates again this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm pounding on the table for you.
Oh, good. Let them know because the boy's a free agent. So. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. I'm
text Mayock right now.
Yeah, hey, we getting the boy back? Nah, they were a fan. We had the exit meetings were good. You never know. You know how that shit works, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I was on the quote unquote the street for a little bit of last year. 30-year-old white boy undrafted, so you don't know how people are gonna fucking portray everything. You know what I mean? Like objectively, you're not like, oh. I mean, honestly, everybody's talking about Tom Brady and where he's gonna go. I think I'm the biggest story of the offseason.
Let's go.
Like,
man.
where's the boy gonna go?
Straight up.
But I hope we are, man. But I'm fired up. I'm at a loss of words. I'm just like rambling because your story's awesome. It's inspiring. I am super grateful you told it all and went that deep with me today. And I think this is gonna help a lot of people. And I'm just fucking rooting for you, dude.
Appreciate you, bro.
But hey, you got anything? I just keep saying it because I kind of want to like just sit here and talk all damn day long to Darren Waller about his fucking adversities and perseverance. But we should probably roll out of here because it's been what, an hour and a half?
Yeah, it's been about an hour and a half. But like you said, man, we can go all day, man. And I appreciate you just opening up too, man. And just, I mean, the amount of people that you're probably gonna impact with this story is just absolutely incredible, man. So congrats, man.
Appreciate y'all having me on here. Bro.
Where are you staying at in Nashville?
I'm at the Hyatt House.
The spot that's link I shot you?
Yeah, one of those.
Shout out Hyatt House. No free shout outs.
What should I eat for dinner?
Ooh, I tell you what, we got some spots. Who's paying? Anybody paying? I'm just kidding. What are you feeling? Do you have any vibe that you're feeling?
No.
Because I mean, I have a whole list, man. If it's barbecue,
I'm the least picky eater you'll ever meet.
Are you what type of genre? What type of style of food you like? I'm like twisting the shit out of this. I've never like been like this on a pod. Like I don't know if it's the caffeine. I'm feeling inspired. I don't know what all it is.
I don't know a food I don't like, bro. Like that ass.
Well, you got to give me something because I can point you in a direction. I'm telling you, Nashville's got a lot of food, a lot of bad food, some good food out there if you want something healthy. True Food Kitchen, no free shout outs, but True Food Kitchen's very good.
There's a True Food Kitchen in Atlanta. I've been there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been to that one when we went to play the Falcons. Yeah. Me and the boys ate at True Food Kitchen. Again, no free shout outs, True Food Kitchen. Good food there.
Yeah.
Obviously you can eat healthy.
Right.
If you want to indulge in some barbecue, or you can eat healthy in barbecue, you just don't dip it in the sauce. And you can get gluten-free sides.
It's Saturday, man.
You're right. Yeah. I forget. Like
I'm trying to eat whatever.
It takes a lot of work to look this average for me, but I know for you, like
I'm gonna
you
burn
can have
this
whatever
shit
you
off
want.
Tomorrow anyway.
What's up?
You see him on that bike.
Yeah, I know, right? I love the Undertaker shirt, by the way.
Hey, thanks, bro.
But if you want to indulge, you got Nashville's known for hot chicken. So you could go to
how hot is it? Because I'm like, my spice tolerance has increased, but I'm still not.
There's different levels. There's different levels. It's not that overwhelming either. You got Hattie B's, which is the touristy spot. No free shout outs, Hattie B's. You got, what is it, Prince's Chicken. I've heard a lot of raves about that. Never eaten there. But people say Prince's Chicken. It's kind of like, okay, you go to Hattie B's, it's touristy, but there's also Prince's. No free shout outs again.
Right.
What else we got? If you want to go and sit down and listen to live music,
that would be fire.
There's some good music around here, man. We were at Acme Feed and Seed last night. No free shout outs, Acme Feed and Seed.
Yeah, they got killer sushi there.
Yeah, they got sushi on the. You'll go up to the second floor and you can order sushi on that floor. But if you go on the first floor, it's kind of a walk up register menu. You order, like, you can get a hot chicken there, you can get a bunch of different dishes there, and you go and sit. And the music is on the first floor. They usually have a band playing. Distillery, either in downtown or midtown. No free shout outs. Distillery. If you want barbecue, if you just want to eat barbecue, some solid barbecue out here. You got Edley's. Edley's Barbecue, no free shout outs. Edley's.
You ain't playing by these free shout outs.
Yeah, exactly. We can't fucking we don't play about these free shout outs, man. We shout out the boys for free.
Yeah.
But these other spots, no free shout outs, even though we haven't got anything from them, but no free shout outs. You got Martin's Barbecue, no free shout outs. That's very good.
Okay.
Barnes or Edley's. Can you recite what I've been telling you?
Yeah.
What has stood out?
I'm loving the band. It was the AC/DC Feed and Seed.
No, AC/DC. Acme Feed and Seed.
Acme Feed.
That's on the corner.
AC. I got the AC right.
That's on the corner of Broadway. Broadway, you can walk them down, a lot of live music, but a lot of action. I don't know how much you want to surround yourself with action. I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to be for the boy.
Yeah.
But it's live. It's lit up. There's bands playing all down Broadway. There's probably music in Midtown. But again, like, a lot of people go out there. Broadway's a very touristy street.
Okay.
I only go out there rarely just because it's like, you know what I mean? I would assume it's like, I mean, you're going to live around Vegas. I would assume it's like being in Vegas and everybody wanting to go on the strip, but all the locals are like, I don't really fuck with the strip. It's like all the locals don't necessarily always mess with Broadway because loud.
Right.
But you can find a lot of good live music. I'll send you some links after this too, because I gave a lot of, I didn't give a lot of free shout outs. But I gave a lot of shout outs. But those are the spots. Am I missing anything? Missing anybody? Those are some good spots right there. Good local spots that I like to go and indulge in.
Yeah.
But hey, that's all we got, man. Fucking love this podcast. I think it's number fucking 1.
Solid.
But you're the man. What's up, Lots?
No, absolutely. Number 1.
He holding up the one.
He's just holding up the one. I thought we
yeah.
might have had to do something. But hey, I fucking appreciate you, dude.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you for opening up, man. Darren Waller, fucking Pro Bowl this year. I'm calling it. We're going to sell out for you. So you don't got to worry about that on Twitter. We got your presence on Twitter.
Oh, let's go.
But we got you, man. Hey, and where are you at on Instagram? Where can people follow you?
It's Rack Wall with 2 Ks. RACKK Wall, WALL.
Hang on. Slow that down. RACKK.
Rack with 2 Ks and Wall.
Rack Wall. RACKKWALL.
Yeah. I got that from Rack and Willie. You seen Rack and Willie on YouTube?
No, I have not.
Look that up.
But you're going to have your own YouTube channel. Do you know what it's going to be called? Because here's where you plug your shit. Talk about Apple Music and Spotify. What do you look up again if you want to search your music?
Look up D Wall, D space Wall. First project was called Better Call Wall, like Better Call Saul.
I love it.
Then the second project is Wall Street. Wall Street is the newest one. Wall Street. Got any kind of mood? Damn, is that the AB rap video?
Yeah.
Fuck. Hey.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about it, and I wanted.
Okay, yeah. Before we go, what was it like with AB?
I mean, AB was me and him at locker. We were locker mates in the spring, and I mean, any conversation I had with AB was like real, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, I appreciate AB. I don't know exactly to the extent of what he's going through. Only thing I have to say is I just hope he addresses everything like full spectrum. And whatever help he needs, wherever he needs to go to, you know, really address those things, I hope he does that, because it's like, you know, looking back on my story, who am I to say that people can't get over their stuff and then take their life to a whole nother level? Because you see what level his life was on, you know, before things started happening. So
I mean, you saw a legitimate peak rise of somebody just to fall and not necessarily rock bottom, but a rise and fall all within 1 year, all within months, honestly.
Yeah. So I'm one of them people that's like, people look at AB and it's like, damn, AB doing this, damn, AB doing that. Fuck wrong with AB. I'm looking at AB like, I'm trying to understand. Like, I'm not from a place of condemning. I try to understand just because of shit I've been through. Because I know people was like, this dude's junkie, drug addict, like just throwing stones. But it's like, who is really taking the time to understand? Like, I'm trying to understand AB. So if I were to talk to AB, I'm not coming in with no expectation, no kind of judgment. Like, I just want to talk to AB and like, so he can get things off his chest. Because I feel like it may not be a lot of people around AB where he can have real deal conversations with.
That's, I mean, just from I'm the purest outsider there can be. I don't know. But you just feel like there's a lot of probably yes men around him. I mean, you would know more than me, but when you're saying that, it's like, hopefully he has somebody around and, you know, sort of check him or like have conversations to try to get to the root of like what's going on. But as a pure outsider, it's like you feel like he's surrounded by a lot of yes men and he needs to do something different.
Yeah.
And that's me talking from no experience.
Right.
You're somebody who can, you said you were locker mates with him. You were around him. You saw the crew that would try. Being on the Raiders, guy said he would try and come in the locker room with like his crew or being around workouts. And it's kind of like doing too much, but also you're an alien, meaning he's a superstar. So you got to kind of let stuff happen. But then it's like, hey.
I think if he were to get into like I said, I don't know what's going on in his life, but if he gets into a rehab environment, his work ethic really is crazy. Like, I've seen it. So if he gets into an environment where he's working on himself, I feel like his work ethic will come back out again. And he can really, like, when he starts working on himself, that football work ethic will translate, and then that will come back to on the field. And then, like, once he deals with those things, like, he won't even really have to go out his way to mend relationships with people and do like the apology things that he's doing. Like, his actions will show for it. Yeah. And just because he has to change in him on the inside, because something has to change. And it's like, I feel like if he gets to a point where he's like, he locks in, he knows he has work to do on himself, I feel like he could do whatever he wants.
Yeah, that's real. The good reminder, Blas, because we had Alec Ingold on here too, and I forgot to ask him about AB, and he was talking to me about him afterwards, but kind of like the same stuff. It's kind of like, hey, it's all happening. He's a good dude. He's an awesome dude in person and teammate and stuff. And it's just like there's just constant drama and addressing and, you know, apologizing in front of the team, and then it goes to like another action says something completely different. Everybody's just kind of like, you know, what the fuck is going on? Yeah,
I see that, and it's just like I can't even if I'm talking shit about AB, I'm the biggest hypocrite in the world because I was up, like I told you about the combine, like just lying to people straight up, and it's just like, you know, I can't say nothing bad about AB. I just hope AB does what he needs to do for himself, because, you know, if he does what he needs to do to get back into the game of football, the game of football is going to end, and it's like you got 60 more years to live. It's like,
no question. Yeah,
that's what I feel like helped me with football, because like I did all that stuff to like really focus on me. Like, I didn't even really want to play for a while. And then it's like, now I'm here. It's like an added bonus to be playing football. But it's like, if you do it for you, like, then everything else like that's supposed to come to you in your life is going to come to you. So, man, shout out to AB, bro.
Shout out AB. Free shout outs. He's a boy. All right, we're good, man. Drop the hook. Love you guys. Hey, subscribe, rate, review, leave funny reviews. Follow us, Bussin WTB. We have a YouTube channel, Bussin with the Boys. Share it, scream from the top of the mountain. We love you. Big hugs, tiny kisses. The Boys.